The name, sir.
Okay, we're online now. Hello, everyone. This is Tadi. Greetings to all of you. We are sorry we're starting late because we had some technical problems. But right now we're good. We're gonna just go ahead and start. Um, Once again, my name is Tadi. This is our weekly midweek Panadose. Um, This is a platform in which we discuss various issues as it relates to our lives. Um, and so we are glad once again to be here. And today we have a very exciting topic to talk about. And we have some guests who are joining us. Um, and the topic for today is the 2023 presidential election and the best part for Gombe South and for Nigeria. So that is going to be our focus for today. Um, And as I mentioned, we have some three guests that will be discussing this very important issue with. So if you are just joining us, please, I can see people are beginning to come in. Please um, like the video and share it so that others can join, and also tell us where you're watching from. As usual, please like the video and tell us where you are watching from. Um, so we have some guests. Some of them are still trying to connect. We're gonna start. Um, we're not gonna wait for all of them. So those that will come later will join us. Um, Again, our topic for discussion this moment is the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. What is the best part for Gombe South and for the country, Nigeria? So, for those of you that may not be Nigerians, we are going to be having presidential election on the 25th of this month, so it's really around the corner. And then after that, in March, um, we'll have the gubernatorial election. So presidential election goes hand in hand with, or happens the same day, simultaneously with National Assembly elections, and then gubernatorial election happens simultaneously with state assembly elections. And so these are the things that we are going to discuss today. But our focus is specifically the presidential election. So we're not going to touch on state. We did that of state last week. We focused on Gombe State, and today we're focusing on the country. So it's nationally. So we'll start by introducing our guests. Those of them that are ready, some of them are having technical problems, but we'll go ahead. So we have three people. We'll request you to introduce yourself, your name, um, where you come from originally, that is your village or local government, and then where you live right now and what you do for a living. So briefly, um, our system is Josephine. Are you with us? Can you hear me? It's Josephine. Can you hear me? Okay, let's go to Mr. Ezekiel Kuna. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for the privilege and honor of being on the platform live with you at AY Midweek Panadose. I am Ezekiel Yusuf Kuna. I am from Biliri local government and Tangale by tribe. I come from a family of 9, and I am Kwalkwali by tribe. Of course, I'm from Gombe South Senatorial District, and I hold BSc Biochemistry from the University of Maiduguri in 2003. I am currently working in teaching hospital here at Gwagwalada as a medical laboratory scientist. And as relating my interest and passion to Tangale, I am currently the secretary of Tangale Community Development Association here in Gwagwalada. And I am passionate about Nigeria, and I'm passionate and I love Nigerian people, and I believe Nigeria is great and Nigeria can change the course of the history. Thank you so much, and I salute the great work you are doing in our community, and I pray that more grace to your elbows. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank
Good
you. I
evening, viewers.
appreciate Mr. Ezekiel. Okay, let's see if we can get our sister Josephine. Are you able to talk? Are you with us? If the video is giving you a headache, you can check out and come in with audio instead of video. Laban, are you with us? Can you hear me? Our brother Laban is from Kaltingo, and our sister Josephine is from Balanga local government. So we try to cover most of the local government in our senatorial district. Um, so we're just gonna go ahead as they figure out the internet issue. At least we have one person who is able to talk. We can discuss some of these things together. Once again, I want to welcome all of you that are still joining. Um, Please note that our topic for discussion today is the 2023 presidential election, the best part for Gombe South and for Nigeria as a whole. We have three guests, one from Balanga, one from Biliri, and one from Kaltingo. Some of them are having a problem with their network, but we are going to continue. So the first question I have here after introduction is just to really go into the issue itself, the 2023 election, presidential election. The question is, what is at stake for us? What is at stake locally? What is at stake nationally? And what is at stake globally? When I say globally, at least from a regional perspective, like Africa, what does it mean for Africa? Part of the challenge is when I listen to people, when I read what people write on social media, a lot of people don't seem to understand that this election, there are things that are at stake locally, nationally, and globally. So I want us to begin with this so that we can understand, we can set a foundation about what we are talking about. So our brother Ezekiel Kuna is on. I would like you to talk on this briefly, locally, nationally, and globally. What is at stake in this election?
Yes, thank you very much, and good evening once again to our viewers. The 2023 election, there are so many things that are at stake.
I think I missed you. I can't hear you.
At stake card to decide the future of their country. Nigeria was birthed great. In 1914, an amalgamation was made and Nigeria came into being. 1960, we got ourselves with high hopes. Nigeria had every reason to be great, looking forward to a great destiny. But here we are today with so many indices, ugly indices around the world. At present, we have the highest 35% unemployment rate in the country. Inflation is at 15.6%. That tells you that the purchasing power of families have been ravished or ground. Today, as of today, dollar is 751 naira to a dollar. When compared to just 1974, we have $1 to 70 kobo. So what has gone wrong? There are so many things that have gone wrong in between. Our policies, our economy, and the person who sits in the center as president is very crucial. And so the person who sits as president determines the policy and determines the direction of the country. He sets the agenda for the country. And that is why it's important that in the next 17 days, Nigeria look at it critically because many things are at stake. Now, let me talk about security. Nothing happens in the absence of security. Government exists for security of life and property. If there is no security, we're not talking about any prosperity, we're not talking about any national progress or development. And so there are a lot of things that are at stake. Now, locally within Gombe South, we can see there are advent of some skirmishes that is going on, some unknown persons coming to attack our villages, and they go into the thin air and nobody sees them again. And That affects people going to their farms. They go to their farms with fear in their hearts. Can we come back? And that goes round within the country. It is common news that within our villages today, people no longer go to their farms. So if people don't go to their farms, how can they get food? How can they get their livelihoods? So they are affected. And nationally, if that affects Nigeria, our output and our export is also affected. So there are many effects, and so many things is at stake as per 2023 election.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so our brother Ezekiel Kuna has talked about what is at stake in this election in terms of looking at it from a local perspective and by extension a national perspective. The
Yes, sir.
person sitting at the center of affairs in Abuja, in Asoro, matters a lot.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Let me see if we have our sister, Josephine. Miss Josephine, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. Please
Thank
introduce yourself, who you are, where you are originally in your village and local government, and where you live now and what you do. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Josephine Imon. I'm from Balanga local government, Reme precisely. And currently I work with Security Affairs International and I'm their head of programs. So I currently live in Abuja, but I'll be going to vote in Balanga, my village, my hometown, Reme.
Thank you so much. So, thank God you work with a security outfit or agents or whatever. You know things about security. At least we assume that. So we are talking about this 2023 election. The first question is, what is at stake? I want people to understand. A lot of people at home, when I read their comment on social media, don't seem to understand the critical nature of this election. In my view, this is the most important election in our generation. So I want our people to understand what is at stake in this election nationally, from a national perspective. If you like, you can also talk from a global perspective, like Africa region, but focus nationally. What is at stake in this election, please?
Okay, like since from our independence till now, we've been on the same cycle. And if we didn't break this cycle now, we're going to suffer it again for another 8 years. So it's more like a jinx that has been in circulation. You get, because from Obasanjo to Good Luck to Buhari, literally, it's like we're in the same place. So now we're going to have another generation, and if we don't like set it straight and choose the right leader, the next generation are going to be affected, and us when we grow older, we are also going to be affected. So like this particular election is critical because it's either we continue on this direction or we change to something else that will change the nation, like entirely the future of the nation. So looking at it closely, it's more like everyone is responsible for it. Everyone is responsible either to make decision to make Nigeria work or not. So now, example, if we continue voting these particular people that have been in leadership, it's going to be the same cycle because these people have been leading Nigeria for the past, like since independence. Since independence, they've been leading Nigeria, and we are here. So we need to change this cycle. This is how critical this is. Now, if we choose the right leader that can change the story of Nigeria, you know, that's just it. We are out of it. We can either choose to continue or choose to say no. So, and I feel like this election will make one of the most because of the past experience we've had, the suffering. What is it that we didn't see this past, you know, this past sorry, my niece. What is it that we didn't see this past 8 years? Is there anything that Nigeria needs to suffer from anymore? We've seen it all. So it's more like we have a choice either to like cut it short and decide that okay, this is it. We're gonna move on. We're gonna do something different. Or we're just gonna stay and say, okay, we want to suffer again. Because we've experienced all the suffering. At this point, we've experienced all the suffering any country can experience. So that's how we
Okay.
can like choose
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I believe it is Albert Einstein that says insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That is Albert Einstein, the great scientist of the 20th century. He said it is insanity, it is madness to continue to do the same thing again and again and expect a different result, which means for Nigeria, it is madness for us to continue to vote the same corrupt old politicians who destroyed this country in the first place and expect them to fix the country. We've been voting them again and again, and we still want the same people that we know are thieves, that we know are corrupt, that we know um, they are old, they don't have the ability, the physical and the mental ability to run the country, and we are expecting that they will fix the country. According to Albert Einstein, we are mad. It's madness. It's insanity. So it's important for our people to know that. Talking about uh, looking at this election from a global perspective, our brother and Ezekiel Kuna talk mostly on the local perspective. Our sister mentioned the national perspective. I want to bring the global perspective here. At least I live outside Nigeria. I know what I hear, how people look at Nigeria. Now, there are different opinions of what Nigeria is. And mostly, actually, people are ignorant of what Nigeria is. Except people who are learned, who have read about the country or who have traveled to the country. A lot of people around the world think that Nigeria is a very, very poor country that can never rise in the next 1 million years. They think that we have no idea what is happening in the world. In fact, there are people who think we don't have cars. There are people who ask me if we know something called carpet, ordinary carpet that we put in your house and stuff like that, or if we have motorcycles or cars, or if we sleep on trees, and it's not their fault. Of course, partly is the wrong media representation, but part of it is also how we present ourselves. Who is your president matters a lot.
That's right.
Let's talk about somebody like Buhari. Just look at Buhari in a same country like Nigeria, with all of the human and natural resources, very intelligent people all over the world. Nigerians are highly respected in terms of their intelligence and their hard work when they are outside the country. But when Nigeria presents its president, you look at Buhari, he cannot even make coherent sentences with a lot of sense in it that you will understand. Say, okay, this is president of a country talking to people, and it's not someone that people around the world would listen to and say, hey, this guy has something to offer. That is the way people see us through our president. People see us through our senators. People see us through all the politicians that represent us. The only good thing about Nigeria that I know people talk about is our entertainment industry. The music industry, Nigerian film industry, Nollywood, they are one of the best all over the world. Apart from that,
right.
Nigeria is seen as nothing, and it's because of our politicians. That is a perspective people have because of the people we vote. And you come to Nigeria and see very intelligent young people who have gone through university, polytechnics, they know what they are doing, they are very vibrant, they can change the country. Those same youth are clamoring for, campaigning for, and trying to bring those old people that give us bad representation. They are known to be corrupt by world government, because this world government, they are not stupid. They know, even when they didn't tell you, they know politicians will steal money. Because politicians will steal money, take them to the Western world, to the developed world. So they know that these are thieves. So when we vote them, that is what they see as the only good thing we have to offer. So whoever you vote as president, internationally, determines how people respect you. That is your image. Your president is your image. They will say, the White House says, they will say, Beijing says this, Astorok says this. It's referring to the president. So that is important for people to know. Apart from the issue of image, another thing that is very important is that Nigeria is strategically placed in Africa to provide leadership, whether we know it or not.
That's right.
Nigeria, we call it the giant of Africa. It is true. We are the largest black race nation on the planet. We're the largest. Even here in the US, when black people, African Americans, they think about Africa, where their ancestors came from. They think about Nigeria because we are big and we are the largest in economy. So we have the economy. It's not that we don't have it. It's a problem of what do you call it? Management and distribution of resources.
Management.
Exactly. So people expect leadership from Nigeria. Listen to politicians in other countries, in Kenya, in Ghana, in South Africa. This guy, what is his name? Is it Walema in South Africa. Listen to him. They talk about Nigeria, that if Nigeria gets it right, Africa will get it right.
Africa's gotten right.
Go anywhere in Africa, you'll find Nigerians leading in business, leading in academics, leading in entertainment, in everything. I have friends all over Africa. So one thing they tell me is that what they watch on their TV is Nigerian movie and Nigerian music. Everything is Nigeria. So we determine the rise of Africa. We have the power to determine whether Africa can come out of the neo-colonialism and slavery that we have put ourselves into. We have the power to determine whether we come out of it or not. So, and it all bounces back to the president. I know people will talk about the senators in the National Assembly. It's true, but the president matters a lot. So, this is the international perspective. We have to look at this election from that perspective. We determine what happens in the West African sub-region, in Africa, and how the world look at us, respect us. When people begin to say, okay, I'm looking for a Nigerian passport. I want to go to Nigeria. Instead of people saying, I want to come to the US, I want to come to Canada, I want to come to Europe. People will be saying, I want to come to Nigeria. We can do that. So that is the international perspective. Now, I'm going to go to the second thing. So we're here, we've just talked about what is at stake in this election.
Yeah.
Locally, we are suffering. Nationally, we are suffering. Internationally, we don't have a good image because of our politicians. So the next thing I want us to talk about is we are talking about leadership. We want to vote for a leader. The question is, what qualities should Nigerians look for in the presidential candidate? I want us to talk about this. What qualities should Nigerians look for in a presidential candidate? Let me see. Our brother Ezekiel Yusuf Kuna, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
give us
right
like
there.
three central qualities you think Nigerians should be looking for in a presidential candidate that they should vote for.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much, and for bringing the global perspective to the discussion we are having. Now, having looked at the somewhat that it has take for the 2023 election, we have to look at what qualities of a leader should we go for. Now, one of the things I would want to say is that we must look at capacity. Capacity. Now, in the last election that we had in 2015, we all clamored for a president, and everybody clamored and eventually defeated the incumbent president, but we never thought of capacity. Here we are today, and the politician promised that I'm going to make $1 equivalent to a naira, and we shouted and we clamored and we celebrated the leader. That the leader said is going to make subsidy a thing of the past, and we shouted and we clamored for the leader. The leader made so much lofty promises for us, and we celebrated and we shouted for the leader. We have never asked the question, what about the capacity of the leader to fulfill his promises? We never asked, does the leader have the capacity? So you have to look at the leader. What are his qualifications? What are his experiences in life? Where has he been to? Where has he been exposed to? Where are the offices that he have held in time? This speaks volumes about his capacity and competence. That will be able to make us know that such a leader can be able to do what he promised he will do. But we never asked that. So in the time coming in the 17 days, we should look out for a leader with capacity. Now, the second thing I must say is that we have to look out for the leader with the commitments, the leader with the political will, because just capacity is not enough. A leader can have the capacity, but he lacks the commitment. He lacks the political will. He lacks the honesty. He lacks the sincerity to bring the yearnings of the people to reality. Now, if the leader is biased, if the leader is not committed to the state, If the leader is not committed to the unity of Nigerian state, there's nothing that can happen. Now, there are a lot of leaders that have come on board, and their allegiance and loyalty is not to the Nigerian state. And there is no leader, we cannot have a leader that is not loyal to Nigeria. And that is
Yeah.
why we're seeing what we're seeing. And that is why many things are falling apart. And that is why the center is not holding. And so, therefore, we must look out for a leader that does not just have the competence, we must look out for the leader that also have the commitments. He is committed to the Nigerian people. And thirdly, we must look out for a leader that is passionate to bring about change. Now, a lot of people have come on board and they are going about with manifestos. What is their passion? You can look out, some of them said, it is my lifetime ambition. Some of them, for them to be Nigerian president, is just a fulfillment of their lifetime ambition. No, Haba, Nigeria is more than that. Some of them said, it is my turn. Can we reduce the office of the president to it is my turn? No, 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 no. The office of the president is too hallowed, is too honored, is too honorable, is too prestigious to be left to it is my turn. No, no, no. We are looking forward to a Nigerian who has prepared himself for office, who has all alone gone around the country and he has taken stock of what has been going on globally, and he has been exposed locally, and he has the competence and character to do what he promised. Now, the fourth thing I must say is character. Character. What is the character of this leader? Some of the leaders we have today that are vying offices, a lot of dark cloud hangs around their neck. We don't even know their certificates. The certificates they claim is questionable. The schools they have attended is questionable. People have not come out to say, yeah, we have been to school together, we are classmates. Nothing like that has happened. No, we don't want people with questionable character, with drug issues circulating around them to occupy such a hallowed office. No. What is the character of the person? That is very important. So we have to look at the capacity, we have to look at the commitment, we have to look at the character, we have to look at the integrity of such a person. These are qualities that, to my mind, is important that we look out for. Not just some lofty, high-sounding manifestos that the individual. No, look at what happened at Chatham House last time. Questions are thrown and you cannot handle questions. You are channeling questions to aides. Is that how governance is? You must be at the center. You must be in the front. You must lead from the front. You must take Nigeria to what you know. What is on your head? What have you been doing? In the last office we held, what were you? So these are things that interest us as Nigerians and we want to see. And I want us as Gombe South to begin to screen these issues, to begin to take these issues as very important. Now, the issue of money. Some of the candidates only think and pride in money. All they have is money bags that they have kept in stock, ready to share and confuse people. No, 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 no. That's not all about leadership. No. Leaders, you cannot buy the office of the Nigerian president. No. But your character should make us appeal to you, should make us attractive to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Mr. Ezekiel Supkuna.
Yes.
Yeah. So 3 things: capacity, commitment and passion, and then character. That is integrity. Those are important. So let me see if our sister has anything to add in terms of what qualities should our people look for in the president that we are voting on the 25th of this month. Do you have 1 or 2 more qualities to add?
Yeah, I think I believe we need a leader that is empathetic, one that thinks about what is the common man going through. You know, not just somebody that just sits in the White House, the Castle Rock, and then he was like, no, everything is okay. We need someone that understands like what is happening to my people that are in the village. So if can have a leader that thinks about that, I think we are going to have a different the change we want. Because if a leader can think, oh, these people don't have life, he's gonna work for the people who have life. If he's gonna think like, oh, what if I'm there and then I'm struggling with this money issue? Then he's gonna work to make sure that money issue is no longer there. So I think one thing that we always omit is the fact that we need a leader that is empathetic, and we need a leader that is compassionate towards his people. Now, example, what is happening in Syria and Turkey. Anybody that sees it will have so much compassion for these people. You know, if they have a leader that doesn't have compassion for stuff like that, you just focus on, oh, this thing didn't affect me, and then that's it. The same thing in Nigeria. If we have a leader that is compassionate about the poverty that is ravaging Nigeria, the sickness, the death, the like every single thing that is affecting us, I think we're gonna have a better chance of building Nigeria to the place it should be. Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking on the issue of compassion. And I want our viewers to understand that here we are not talking about theories. We're talking about praxis. We're talking about what can be seen, what can be touched, and all these, especially the three key candidates for the office of the president. These are really actually our focus. In alphabetical order is Atiku Abubakar, Asuwaju Bola Tinubu, and Peter Obi. These are the three key candidates. The question you should be asking is, does this person have the capacity? Does this person, and when we say capacity, we're not talking about structure. I think Nigerians have passed that level. I hope we all know that.
Yeah.
We're not saying
That's right.
because you
Correct.
have a PDP or APC at state level and at local level, that is capacity. No, capacity is when the person sits on the seat and has the ability to think critically, to stay for 20 hours every day without sleep. I did a research. Most leaders of this developed world, they sleep for between 3 to 5 hours per day. Okay. Does this person has the capacity to sleep for only 3 hours per day and still able to think? Look at their campaign. Look at who is campaigning, moving from one place to the other without sleeping, without stopping. Talking sense into the mind of Nigerians that when he makes his speech, you can see that he has something that is coming from within him to offer to people. Yeah. We are not saying people cannot make mistakes, but who has that ability? The intellectual ability, the mental ability, the physical ability, the willpower to confront it, to say, I'm going to stop this. This is going to happen. This is what we're going to do. Not saying, no, we have people, we have the spread all over. No, the spread are the Nigerians. We Nigerians are the spread. It's not about your political party spread. Political party spread is just a form. It's not the kernel. It's not the real thing. Political parties are formed. They are important, but they are forms. We, the people, we are the structure. And whether someone has political party spread or not, if Nigerians decide to vote that person, you know, it happened in Kenya. This guy came in a matter of few months and he won his election. Because the people wanted him, they saw that he has the capacity to move the country forward. So the question we should be asking is this issue of capacity that is mentioned. Is this issue of the commitment? Is this issue of character? The issue of integrity? We all know these people. No, there is no Nigerian, an adult, who doesn't know who Asuwaju is and all the evils about him. We know. You know, all the evils about Atiku, we know. There is nothing, we are not castigating somebody here, but we are saying that there are things we know about these people. The stories are there. If you don't know, just go on YouTube and Google there, then you will see. If I go on Google, I was surprised to just Google the name of one of these candidates. What I saw on Google is just all of the bad things about the person. That tells you that people around the world, when they Google his name, that's what they see. So when you vote him and he becomes president, that is their understanding of what Nigeria is. We are evil people because we voted an evil leader. There is no evil leader without evil people. If you vote somebody into office and the person is leading with evil, you know, the Bible says that when the righteous reigns, the people rejoice.
The people rejoices.
It's very, very clear. So we cannot vote these people into power and expect that they will be good and that we will enjoy. Who is enjoying Nigeria today? I don't know even the president is enjoying Nigeria today. I don't
No,
think
he's not.
At
nobody's
all, at
enjoying
all,
Nigeria.
at all.
We are all suffering. Even
Yes.
those of us outside Nigeria, we are suffering. In
Mm.
fact, sometimes I'm bold to say that sometimes we suffer more than you do.
Wow.
Anyone living in outside Nigeria will understand what I'm saying, because we are not there physically, but we hear the stories every morning, every afternoon, every evening. They came at us, they hit us. And because we live in a place that is far better, it hits you more, because you begin
Yeah.
That's
to
right.
ask God, why?
Mm.
Why was I born in Nigeria? Why is my country like this? And why do I keep explaining to Nigerians that you need good leadership? Not people who give you money, not people who have political structure. You just need a good leader. So
Yes, sir.
why don't our people understand that? You continue to
Understand
answer,
this.
and sometimes there are Nigerians that are having hypertension, anxiety here in the Western world. Because if you live in the Western world, you see how these people do their things. There is no way you support some of these old corrupt politicians. You can't. Somebody asked me, said, why is it that most people in diaspora they are all for one candidate, most of them? I said it's very simple.
Yeah.
If you leave Nigeria today and come to the Western world, in less than 24 hours, you will change your mind. That is the truth. So we have this anxiety, we are all troubled. But the issue is there are things that we need to remove. There are things covering our eyes, and we'll talk about
That's right.
that question. There are things that if
That's
we
right.
remove, my
That's
my
right.
my theory is that if we remove some 4 things from the eyes of every Nigerian, 95 and above percent of Nigerian voters will vote for only one candidate.
Correct.
And we'll come to that before we close. Now,
Yes, sir.
there are many other qualities. Humility is one of it. When they
Yeah.
board a plane, read the stories. They're all there on YouTube. They're all there on social media. They're all there in the news. When they go on aeroplane, how do they interact with people? That is
Yes.
a mark of humility. So the next thing I want us to look at is there are 4 things that I have identified, and I've written about this
Yes, sir.
somewhere, that I've identified that I believe they are an impediment to our voting of the best candidate into office. And these things
Okay.
are what I call religious bigotry,
Yep.
divisive tribalism. Tribalism is not bad,
Yes.
but when it is divisive, that is the problem. Divisive tribalism,
Yes, sir.
blind partisanship, and destructive personal interest. These 4 things.
Yes, sir.
So, in
Yes.
summary, religion, tribalism,
Yes.
party loyalty blindly, and personal interest. These 4 things, I want us to discuss them. Maybe our sister will take 2 and our brother will take 2. How do these
Yes, sir.
things cloud our mind and lead us towards the wrong direction? Um,
Yes, sir.
our brother, you talk about this thing. When our sister comes back, she will talk about the other 2. How
Okay.
do religion, tribalism, that is, when I say religion, not that religion is bad in and of itself,
Yeah.
but religious bigotry,
Yes,
divisive
sir.
tribalism or ethnicity, blind
Yes, sir.
partisanship, and
Yes, sir.
self-destructive personal interest. Pick any one of
Yes, sir.
these 2 and talk about them.
Hey. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. You see, history has afforded us once again to learn from it. In the last election, all of us clamored, Nigerians at first. Now, we brought in this very government, we call it change. Change. We never ask change for what. Now, in the north here, the northern bloc may have followed the current president because he's from the north. Some people must have followed him because he's a Muslim. And so, because of their religion, they followed him. But now I ask, the north has been in the helms of affair for getting to 8 years now. What has the north benefited?
Nothing.
The northern Nigeria is a home for the poorest of the poor in Nigeria. Nigeria has become the capital of the world poor in the last 7 years. In the north, you will see extreme, excruciating poverty. Is in the north, you will see. So the person who occupies the seat there as president, does he bring money and shares it in the north? Does he bring money, whether he's your tribe, does he bring money and share it to your tribe? It does not happen like that. If he's your religion, does he bring the money to the church and shares it to you? If he is a Muslim, does he bring the money to the mosque and share it? None of that. All that the person will gather will amass it for himself and his children. The person will be good to himself and his children and all his lineage. So, what is it? I think it's a delusion.
Yeah.
It's a delusion. It's a self deception. In fact, it's like we are hypnotized all this while to be thinking that a religion matters. No, 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 no. Well, they say religion is the opium of the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if in the last 7 years we followed these sentiments on tribe, on region, on religion, at least we should see the results. Is the result good enough? Where has it taken us to? In 2015, we are buying 50 kg of rice at 7,500 naira. Today, as we speak, is 42,000 naira. The
Really?
same rice, the same 50 kg. Yes, sir. The same 50 kg is 42,000 naira. For God's sake, the average income, the minimum wage in Nigeria as at stand today is 35,000 naira. So 35,000 naira cannot even buy you a bag of 50 kg rice. But in just 2015, that minimum wage can buy you 4 bags of rice. You can just see the difference. So the quality of life has fallen dismally in Nigeria, and all because what we clamored was is my religion. Now we have to look at, now you talk about the divisiveness. Divisiveness. A leader must be someone that unites. Now, if I will bring Atiku, if I can take Atiku now, Atiku is not the unifying factor as people project him to be. Atiku is a dividing factor. Because if you look at from the history of Nigeria, when democracy returned in 1999 with Obasanjo, after the 8 years reign of Obasanjo, he handed over power to the North. Obasanjo had every right to take his successor from the South using the incumbency power, but Obasanjo didn't do it. He went and single-handedly brought Yaradua, and Yaradua was voted in. Whether by whatever means, Yaradua even acknowledged that the vehicle that was used in bringing him was faulty anyway, but Yaradua and Northern came. But Destiny could not have it. Yaradua could not finish his terms. He died. Then Goodluck took over from the South. So it went to the South. South took over. Obasanjo was from the Southwest. He did 8 years. Goodluck is from the South. He took his terms. Now, power, the North now clamored that power must return to the North in 2015. And it returned to the North in Buhari. Buhari is finishing his 8 years term. For God's sake, for equity and justice, where is power supposed to go back? Power is supposed to rotate back to the South. Remember, Nigeria was not founded the way it is today. Nigeria was blocks and regions. Nigeria were even tribes at first. Then they formed themselves into Eastern region, Western region, Northern region, and the British government gave them those self autonomy to administer themselves. Now, those entities were autonomous. Whether we like it or not, every entity must feel a sense of belonging. And that is why it was enshrined that power must rotate from south to north, north, south, south to north. Now, Atiku now is coming from the north, and Northerner is finishing 8 years, and Atiku as a Northerner and a Fulani man again is vying to take over. Is that equity? Is that justice? From that prism, it is all ugly. It is all wrong. If I'm a Southerner, what will I be feeling about Nigeria? Will I feel that I belong to this country? Are we now saying the whole of the South, they don't have any competent person to bring as president? Is that what we're saying? What are we saying? what makes the North feel that they are more competent and they are more entitled to lead Nigeria? What has the leadership of the North given to Nigeria? All is poor results, I must say. So we must look at the results. We must put the results on table at this point, that is no longer about what we think we are following, but it must be about Nigeria and the destiny of Nigeria. We must remain together as an entity, and remaining together as an entity is important, that we must bring the parts together. Now, if a northerner comes in, I bet you the South will feel alienated. The South will feel disenfranchised, that they are not part of this Commonwealth Nigeria. And therefore, it's important that we must deliberately decide to cede power to the South. And the only region that has not taken slots to the office of the president in Nigeria is the Southeast. South has taken it in Goodluck. Southwest have taken it in President Obasanjo. It's only the Southeast that has not produced a Nigerian president. And is it bad? Is it too much to ask? So for the sense of belonging, and to go back to where we started, now all the parts came into the Nigerian entity not to lose themselves. They came in as Southeast. They came in as Southwest. They came in as Northern region. Is it now that we have come as an entity, as a Nigeria, then nothing Southeast exists? And so therefore, for me, for the sake of equity and justice, the Southeast should be given the chance. In fact, if we are really thinking about it holistically, the North should not even field any person for presidency. The northern person should never even vie the office in the first place.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. In fact, if Atiku were a true unifier, he shouldn't even run for the office. The best way for
Atiku, even run for the office.
Yes, for the best way for Atiku to prove that he's a unifier is for him to say it is time for the North. It was the same Atiku in 2015 who told Goodluck Jonathan that it was time for the North, and he refused to back off Jonathan while they were in the same party, PDP, and he changed and backed up, and he said it was time for the North. And Buhari went and stayed for 8 years. Now it's time for the South. The same Atiku then is coming from the North to take over power from a northerner. The same Atiku that told Goodluck Jonathan in London, in the meeting they had, that it is time for the North. Now it's time for the South after 8 years of the North. He's vying for the same office. So there is a lot of contradiction, a lot of controversies, a lot of self-interest in the whole thing that we have to look at. So ethnicity is there, religion is there. If I were a Muslim, I will ask myself, the 8 years of Buhari, how have I benefited as a Muslim more than a Christian? It's a simple question. If I were a Fulani, I will ask myself, the 8 years of Buhari as a Fulani, how have I as a Fulani person benefited from this leadership? Beside all the bad names and everything bad about the Fulani now that people have, as Buhari actually improved the life and the image of the Fulani people, as Buhari improved the life and image of Muslims in Nigeria. These are the questions we have to ask.
These are the questions.
That is very important. Let's talk about party and personal interest. Our sister, I will come to you. Some people will say, well, all this talk you are doing, you are not politicians, and you don't know how politics work. That's how they say. They will say in Hausa, it's all about the party. You see, if our party wins, we are part of this party. We will bring things home for you. Some of these parties you are mentioning, nobody knows them. They don't even have the spread to win. So it's all about our party. I belong to the party. If we win, we'll bring things home for you. Another thing, of course, is personal interest, because I belong to this party. If the party wins, I will remain politically relevant, because there is issue of political relevance. Especially, I'm talking about our local politicians. That is the way they think. It's about political relevance. If our party doesn't win, I will be irrelevant for the next 4 years or even 8 years. That is their fear. So this election, there is fear in this election. The Northerners, also Fulani Muslims, are afraid of the Igbos. The Igbos are afraid of being completely taken out of the political arena. The Southwest Yorubas, they are afraid of losing control. The politicians are afraid of becoming politically irrelevant if their party doesn't win, whether it is APC or PDP, the major strong parties. So there is issue of fear. How do we handle that, my sister? What advice do you have? People who are saying our party has to win so that I can remain relevant, and then they have a good intention so that I can help my people. If my party doesn't win, for instance, if ANPP wins or if Labour Party wins, they are smaller parties, all of us will be irrelevant. What is your response to that?
Okay, I believe we all know about Dunijir Gatama and Yahaya Ambi and all those people that are social media influencers for political people in Gombe South, right? And if we read through the Balanga, Hillary, Gombe South on social media, we'll see how these people actually fight, exchange words, disrespect each other over this personal interest of a thing, whereby this is my party, this is my person, this is this, this is that. So one time I made mention to them, like, you people that are there, that you people feel like you are close to the present what's this allegiancy and all those people, you people that are there, maybe you people have benefited. So have you ever taken names of, let's say, children of widows or those that are orphans and be like, sir, look at these people, oh, they are this, they are this, their parents are poor, or all these things, can you put them somewhere? See, if these people were able to do that, I believe this man that they are close to will not be like, no, I will not do that, because you also have compassion for them and do that. You get? But now all those people that are fronting it are selfish. It's more about what will I get? What will I get? And if they start talking to them like, why are you supporting this person? They talk about, oh, did this person give you job? How many did you that you've been working for him for how many years? Did he give you job? You understand? So I think we need to outgrow that and think about, like, what does this leader really have to offer? Let them just look beyond themselves and be like, it's not even about me. It's not even about me. This leader is gonna come, he's gonna go. But what is he gonna do to my people? What is he gonna do in Balanga? What is he gonna do in Biliri? What is he gonna do in Kaltingo? You understand? So they have to be like, they have to think beyond all these things. And to me personally, unless a person think to that level, to me, whatever the person says, I can't even listen to the person, because I'm very passionate about people that think about others more than themselves.
Yeah.
So I think for every other individual, if anybody comes to you to be like, oh, can you campaign for this? Can you campaign for that? Can you vote for this? Can you vote for this person? We have to literally be smart and ask them like, you, what are you getting? You know? So if you get, are you going to do this for us? Are you going, like, let them just tie it on their neck. If somebody comes to like campaign and say, oh, can you vote Damberde? I'll ask you, how close are you to Damberde? And if he said this, I'll say, okay, so I have this issue and this issue. If he wins, can you vouch that you can be able to sort that as a government? Because these are people that reach out to these people. They don't come and, see what is happening. These are the people like this, step by step, right? So unless we are able to like actually get those people to actually know what they are doing, people are always going to go for their personal interests.
Yeah.
Because it's like that in Nigeria. If I know I'm not going to get anything from it, then what will I vote? If I know if I vote, my father will be a commissioner, I'll vote now. I'll get everybody around me to vote, because if you vote, so my father will be a commissioner. And if my father is a commissioner, you are a friend to a daughter of a commissioner. So vote. So until we look like...
And that is why the problem is, instead of looking at the nation as a whole, how we can move forward, I'm looking at my own personal interest, what I can get. That is the problem right there. Yeah.
So if we can look to like at other people, if these people don't have any connection to this particular candidate or particular party, how are they going to also benefit? So if we can all just let go of this selfish interest, I think we are going to do something better and look for the person that is fit enough to actually care for everybody.
Yes, thank you. That's excellent. What we want our viewers to understand is this. If we end up voting someone who is a good leader, even if we don't have any connection with the person, if the person fixes the country, all of us will develop. All of us will have security. All of us will have food. All of us will have everything we need, and life will continue. And that is what they do in the developed world. A lot of the times they are more concerned about issues If you see the Democrats and the Republicans here in the US, it's about all the issues. It's about the ideologies, the different ideologies. It's not about, especially at the I don't know for the politicians up there in Washington, but at the local level, for a lot of people, they don't even want the government in their lives. I've been saying this. Americans don't want anything to do with government. They don't want big government. They want small government.
Yeah.
Most of them. They just want the opportunity, the government to provide a leveling ground for them to thrive.
Drilling ground.
That's all.
Yes.
And that is what makes these developed nations what they are. It's not about your personal connection to some politician. Like, you don't need anything here in the US. You don't need any kind of connection with any politician for you to achieve what you want to achieve. Most things, if you are not a politician, you are an ordinary citizen, you want to become something, a scientist, you want to study this university, you want to become this, you want your business to prosper, you just have to work hard, get the right connections, people in the field, and do the right thing. You don't have to go to a politician. The politician may not even know you until you become something big. Then they begin to look for you. Politicians look for people here. It's not people looking for politicians. That is what I see here. Politicians, they look for people. They send you mails. I'm not even an American, but I've received mails from politicians here. They're looking for people. So the issue of personal interest is a big problem for us. As we round up, I want to read some comments and then we'll mention the way forward and then we'll close. There are a few comments here. First comment is from Joshua Captain Amuga. He said, vote for Labour Party. Joshua, okay, he said it's the only option. Our concern will be accommodated. And then I have another comment here. A lot of them are people saying, my opinion is that is Amos Andrew. He says, my opinion is that we all rise up, doing the thing we want. This selfish leadership have to be voted out. I call in peace. Yeah, we need to vote out people who are saying, "It's Emo Locan, it's my time, it's my turn." I can't believe this. This is like a dream. I can't believe this is real in Nigeria. That somebody can beat his chest and say, "It's my time to be the president of Nigeria." In a democracy, you know. We have John Shahaidu here. He says, I love today's interaction, and I must say, if not all of us, most people now knows who is the most qualified candidate to help fix this country. But it's so pathetic that most of us are enslaved with the politics of religion, ethnicity, zone, and party politics. I think the only way out is for Nigerians to be set free from this slavery. Exactly the point, my brother. I have been calling this slavery of the mind. It was Bob Marley who said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
From mental slavery.
Yes, we need to do that. This is what he said. It's slavery. If you only think about your religion, you only think about your ethnic group, you only think about your personal interest, you are actually in slavery. You only think about your party instead of the right person to be our president. Slavery, actually. That is just the right word. Thank you, my brother. Malum Justina says, yes, we need a good leader with a good character, capacity, integrity, and compassion. Good presentation, Ezekiel Kuna. Thank you, our sister. And then our brother, Dr. Eli Kerek, from Kansas City in the US, he says, one of the things that I can easily point out that we are delusional about is denial, assumptions, and confusion by the electorate. When it is glaringly clear the condition of our country does not need any special lenses to diagnose our stresses. The prognosis is on a bare print to be seen. But the question still remains, when are we going to learn our lessons? When would we say no to the political voodoos that have stolen our minds? It is simple. Any of these candidates that have to buy, I think his comment runs into the next line. So what he's saying is the same thing that our brother mentioned, is slavery. People see problem on the ground, even with what is happening today in the country with the fuel price and fuel scarcity. Even your money, you cannot access it. Things are very expensive. Everything is in shambles, no security. But some people still want to vote. In fact, if Buhari runs for office today, there are millions of Nigerians that will vote for Buhari. From what I understand, if Buhari comes today, if the constitution allows him to run and he runs, there are people that will still join the queue and vote for Buhari.
True.
This is how I don't know how to describe it.
That's true.
I want to be very polite, but I don't know how to describe it better. This is how bad it is. Dr. Kereg also said, thank you guys for giving your time to respond to this timely call. Yeah, we're really grateful to them, and they did very well. HB Samia says, my observation, this is the first time since 1999 that Nigerians are going to the polls with three strong presidential candidates. It will be wise if we analyze where their chances and look at things with eyes of wisdom. What is the best bet for Gombe South, Gombe State, and Nigeria at large? And come in peace. Shalom. That is actually the problem we are focusing on. This comment is the kind of opinion we are trying to remove from the heart of people. The fact that there are three strong presidential candidates. Number one, in what way? There are some are strong politically in structure, but are they strong in character? Are they strong in capacity? Are they strong in humility? Are they strong in the political will to change the country? Are they strong in saying no to all of the corruptions around? Are they strong mentally, intellectually? Are they strong physically? That is so it's important about that. He says it will be wise to analyze where there are chances. We are not looking at chances. We are voting for the right person. The issue of chances is what is killing us. We don't want chances. We don't want to say, okay, I've had people say, well, even if you vote this guy, he doesn't have the spread to win. Yes, I think it's better I waste my vote and vote the right person and be proud that I voted the right person. Than for me to go and vote somebody that I know that will destroy the country, then it means I am part of the problem. So this opinion, this comment is the very problem we are addressing here. My brother, I don't know which party you belong to, but that is actually wrong. I'll be very straightforward with this. This opinion is wrong. In any country, in any same country, nobody will agree with this. But thank you for your comment. You have just expressed yourself. It's democracy, so that is fine. We have Stanley says, sure, religion is the opium of the masses. Let me see. I'm having technical. Okay. I saw one last comment here down here. John Shabu says, I love your submission. However, I would want you to even know that we are not voting Peter Obi because he's from the south. Otherwise, people will think Obi is coming because it is their turn. But as Peter Obi will always say, do not vote me because I'm a Christian or because I am from the south or because it is my turn, but vote me because I'm the most qualified candidate. I think we stand on that submission. Exactly, we stand on that. Our brother Ezekiel Kuna was just explaining the political history and the issue of fairness in the political affairs. That's why he brought the issue of South, East, and North. But we all agree with what you are saying. We are voting for the most competent person. That's why we started with the issue of qualities of the leader we want. We just didn't want to say, okay, out of the three, this is the person with these qualities. We think that Nigerians know. It's very clear for every adult to see these qualities, who has these qualities. We don't have to mention names. But of course, Peter Obi has these qualities. Let me see. I think a topic like this need more time to discuss. It's true. Next time, please make an adjustment. Well, you can't finish this even if you talk for 3 hours. If I have to talk with what I have, I will take 2 hours to talk. The same thing with my sister. She has a lot to say. The same thing with our brother. He has a lot to say. But we can always summarize what we have and say it. People understand. People know where we're heading to. We are emphasizing the issue of quality instead of the issue of party structure, party spread, or it's my turn, or somebody went to the north and said the northerners should vote for their brother in the north, and then the person is called a unifier. How is that person a unifier? No. So these are the things we are saying, especially for Gombe South. The issue is we give 25% to Goodluck 2 times. It means that we can give 25% to the best candidate that we have, running for office. That's all we are saying. We understand that our local politicians are more concerned about their party, but we want them to look beyond party. Nigeria is bigger than your political party. Nigeria is bigger than your candidate. We are talking about Nigeria here. So we're going to conclude.
Yes, sir.
And what is the way forward for Gombe South and for Nigeria? Our sister say it briefly, in 30 seconds, 1 minute, and then our brother. What is the way forward for Gombe South, for we in Gombe South, and for Nigeria as a whole? What do you suggest? Where should people turn their attention to?
Okay, if you've listened to the discussion from the beginning to the end, we've already listed qualities of what will make a good leader for us. If you're going to vote, it starts with you. It's for you to think, okay, if they give him 5K, am I going to vote for the wrong leader? So it depends on you, either you make it for us to have a better life or not. So if you're gonna vote for the person that have this quality. I don't want to mention names, but you know it. We don't want a leader that will represent us worldwide in a bad way. We don't want a leader that will destroy our country. So please just do the right thing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, our brother, over to you. Your
Yeah,
concluding, your
thank
closing
you,
comments.
yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want our people in Gombe South and Nigeria at large to connect the fact that when you go to the hospital and you are seeing there is no drug, you cannot have your medical needs being attended to, the widespread insecurity that is going on, the killings going on. Nigerians don't have any dignity. There is no dignity to life. The naira has lost its value, and the
Yeah.
economy is down. People are impoverished, and many ugly indices that is going on. Maternal mortality is high in Nigeria. I want us to connect it to leadership.
Mm.
That at the center of all of this is leadership. And we must all be interested in who occupies the leadership position.
That,
Nigerian president is so much strong. It has been made so much powerful. And the person who occupies there can frustrate your life. And
yes.
Yeah.
he can give your life a meaning. And therefore, we
Yeah.
cannot allow it to go to chance. Now, for us in the South, I want us to take note that since 99, when
Mm.
democracy returned, we have never produced a minister.
Okay.
Gombe South. We have
Yes.
Yeah.
never produced a minister. We have
Mm.
in 2003 and 2007, we have given PDP 25%, like you were saying, Pastor. We have consistently been loyal to PDP. What have we gotten in return? We have
Exactly.
gotten nothing. The
Yeah.
candidate that is vying for the president in PDP today hail from Adamawa, and the very federal road that passes through Gombe, through Biliri to Adamawa to his hometown is the most death trap federal road in Nigeria, and we have produced a vice president. For God's sake, is that not embarrassing? What have we benefited as Northeast that we have produced a vice president in 99 to 2007? We have gotten nothing. So therefore, okay, is it the governor that we don't want in Gombe South? From 99 to date, we have not even produced a governor, no a ministerial slot. So Gombe South must be able to think further, must be able to think futuristic, must be able to look at among these leaders who protects our interests best. And therefore, I want to propose that we must look beyond this hanky panky and hide and seek games that some of the candidates are doing, and we must
Yeah.
go to candidates that have prepared themselves for office. I want you to take please, my listeners, to take note that since independence, it was just the first republic that prepared themselves for office. Every leader that's ever come to rule Nigeria came by chance. Look at it. 1967, after the Civil War, it was Ironsi that came in. Ironsi, he just came in by chance. And Ironsi stayed for 6 months. Yakubu Gowon came in. He was not prepared. Yakubu Gowon stayed 9 years. And Murtala came in. He was not prepared. Murtala Obasanjo was not prepared. And Obasanjo handed to Shagari. Now, I want to say this is the very first time we're having a leader that has gone to every nook and cranny and villages and has traveled around the world looking at statistics, looking at what is going on, and he has prepared himself for office. And he's telling us he is going to lead from the front. Why don't we give him the chance?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wish my people will look at it, and let's give this the chance and let's see what goes on. Because if we don't take care, we are standing at the precipice of a deep hole. If we don't get it 2023, this 17 days coming, oh my, your guess is as good as mine. So many things will get out of hand. But we have the unprecedented opportunity to do ourselves the great service of our lifetime and to do posterity a great service by voting the right leader. That a square peg will occupy a square hole once upon a lifetime in Nigeria. And I wish us well. I wish us the best. Nigeria still remains the greatest country. Nigerians are good people and we are great people. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ezekiel Isukuna, and thank you so much, our sister Josephine Falemon, for your help. We lost our brother Buba Laban, but we really had a good discussion, and
yes, sir.
I'm really grateful that you were able to join. We are hopeful that our people that are listening at home in Gombe South would have the wisdom to go for the most qualified candidate and not go for party or go for personal interest or go for religion or go for tribalism. Those things will not take us anywhere. We just need a good leader who will fix the country. And of course, we have our personal biases, and we are not imposing our personal biases on anyone. We are just talking about common sense. These things are common sense. If you remove these four things that I mentioned, this issue of religious bigotry, this issue of divisive tribalism, this issue of blind partisanship, blind loyalty to party, and this issue of personal interest. These four things, if all voters in Nigeria remove these four things from their mind, more than 90% of Nigerians will vote for one candidate, and that is Peter Obi. That's
obedience.
Remove these four things, you will end up with Peter Obi. You will never vote.
Everybody will be obedient.
That's just the truth. So
yes,
we pray that God will help us move the country forward. So thank you. Next week there will be no midweek Panadose because of school stuff. I'm doing a presentation in class at the same time, so it's impossible for me to do it. So we'll do it the week before election. But next week there will be no midweek Panadose. So once again, our guests, I'm really grateful. Thank you for using your time.
Thank you so much,
knowledge, your resources to be able to speak to our youth. May God bless us all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Blessings, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, sir.